to you and, of course, to our SABC News viewers. We've just heard there the president of the Change Starts Now party, Mr. Roger Jardine, presenting his manifesto of hope, the Change Charter, and a lot of promises made to the people of South Africa. But let's just speak to the man of the moment, the man himself, Mr. Roger Jardine. Thank you so much for joining us at SABC News. Big plans, a lot of money, yes. 1.5 trillion rand. And of course, you also want to create 5 million jobs in 5 years and reduce employment by 37%.
Great, thank you. So we researched this extensively. This is not an empty plan. The National Development Plan in 2012 spoke of infrastructure investment to GDP of 30% by 2030. It's 2024, it's sitting at 14.5%. So we're feeling quite confident that this can be achieved to up it to 22%. It's been done before. It's not rocket science. It needs political will and it needs management. And we're saying to the people of South Africa, we don't need platitudes, we need a management plan. South Africa's in trouble and we need a turnaround plan. And we're presenting this turnaround plan just today.
And according to you, this is not a manifesto that is a pie in the sky. But of course, just tell us about the feasibility of this. I mean, I've been covering manifesto launches of various political parties, and you just asked your question, how feasible will it be? Where will this money come from? Just summarize that for us.
Right, so the 1.5 trillion rand, 500 billion is from a regrow fund, which we've set out in the manifesto, which is really a social solidarity fund where we're saying to people who have that we need to reach out to people who do not have. And unless South Africans, rich and poor, come together, we're on a very slippery slope here. And so it involves a tax on wealth, corporates. It's a temporary plan, a 3-year plan, increasing corporate taxes for 3 years by 4.2% or so. Individuals who earn above 1.8 million rand per annum, and then 1% on pension funds. And we've modeled it. We settled on 500 billion. We didn't suck the number out of our thumb. It took some very careful thought. We know that South Africans are so cynical. People come along and they promise things. And so we wanted to be very sure that what we say we will do, that we can actually deliver that.
Mr. Jardine, another issue that's been on the spotlight, I think I also asked you this question in December when you launched, your party. Who are your funders? We've seen Rise and Zansi, somewhat reveal a statement of who their funders are. Could you tell us who they are? Have you declared with the IEC as well?
So we've literally been registered as a party about 2 weeks ago.
So you've received confirmation from the IEC?
Yeah, and so we're going to upload our funders and make it public. You will have seen in that other announcement, they said we've informed the IEC and we're going to do it as per the regulations, but we will do it.
Okay. Another question I also asked you in December was the issue of the multi-party charter. Yes, you've engaged with parties like the DA, but has anybody approached you to say, listen, we're thinking of this, would you join the multi-party charter? Are you talking to other political parties as well?
So we're having very informal chats about the future. We've been focused on getting Change Starts Now's manifesto. You see, because our view on coalitions and partnerships is they have to be based on a vision and a platform. It can't be based on sharing the spoils after an election. You get this position, I'll take that one. And so here today we're publishing our vision for society, and on that basis we'll engage with other parties into the future.
I know you can't preempt your performance at the polls. You're still a new party, only founded in December. But for those who say, how well are you going to do at the polls?
So we're doing a lot of research. You've seen first of all, we've talked to lots of South Africans, and we're also monitoring, there's this view that we're very late and how well are we going to do and where does this charter end up. So we're quite seized with that. I think it's a bit early to tell, but we're going to put our best foot forward.
And your message to voters?
This is a very important election, and I think it's time to weigh the consequences of the way we have voted over the years, because with that choice comes a range of options available to society, and I think it's time to choose change. So my message to voters is choose change.
Mr. Jardine, thank you so much for your time. Well, of course, that was Mr. Roger Jardine. Of course, he presented his commitment and list of contracts to the people of South Africa. And it's up to you, the electorate, to decide whether Change Starts Now is a party for you. With that said, it's back to you in studio.